Introduction to Variables. In this video, you will learn what a variable is. You will learn how to store a value inside a variable. You will learn how to take a value out of a variable and output it to the spreadsheet. You will learn how to add comments to your code. Comments are just there to help us understand our programs. They are not commands to the computer. You will learn how to use the debugger. You will also learn what a debugger is. You will learn how to add a watch. You will learn how to step through your code line by line. And you will learn how to set a breakpoint. These last three things, they help you detect errors in your code. Your first programming task is to store the number 55 in a variable and then output it into this box. Then to store this number 6.131567 into another variable and put it in this box, and so on and so forth. Let's open our VBA development environment and start writing. Again, we are writing a sub. We will call our sub variables. Notice how I have pressed the tab key. Again, this drop-down box has appeared. Yes, I want to type integer. And you can see that certain words have turned blue. And now I will press play. The program has run. And you can see that 55 has been put in here. Now let's go through this code. Dim Frank. Dim Frank means we're going to have a variable. It's going to be called Frank. Dim is short for dimension. As integer. As integer means, and the type of variable that Frank is going to be, it's going to be an integer. Remember that an integer is a number without any decimal places. Frank equals 55. So we take the number 55 and we store it inside Frank. Then we take Frank and we take the value of Frank and we put it in cell C5. Let's go through this again. Dim Frank as integer. Dim Frank. We are going to have a variable. It's going to be called Frank. The type of variable that Frank is going to be, it's going to be an integer. An integer is a number without any decimal places. Frank equals 55. So we take this 55 and we put it inside of Frank. As I said before, whatever is on the right hand side of the equal sign goes into whatever is on the left hand side of the equal sign. Let's take this line now. We take franc and we put it inside this range C5 dot value. The same can be done for the other variables, but this time Sally, for example, is a double. Remember, a double is a number with decimal places. The same can be done with Jenny, for example. This time Jenny is a string. Remember, a string is a variable that is text. Let's recap this again. When we write dim franc as integer, we are declaring that we're going to take a piece of computer's memory and we're going to call it franc, and we're going to restrict it and say that in this piece of memory we can only store integers. We can only store numbers without any decimal places. This line takes 55 and puts it inside of this box, this piece of memory. This next line takes 55 out of the box and puts it onto the spreadsheet. Try everything in this part of the video now and then proceed to the next part of the video.